has tea. I ate food. I have controller. I can press any button. New gallery items. Oh, God. Okay. Interview with Tanganroa. Is that what we were doing? I guess so. Oh, it's Judy. It's Christmas. December 25th, 10 a.m. Detention Center Visitors Room. Hey, it's Miss Bound. Oh, Mr. Fender, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday. She looks rather tired. Has Mr. Von Karma finished interrogating you? Yes, though he really only seems interested in how I melted those sculptures. Are you here to see Mr. Tanganroa too? Yes, I'm terribly worried about him. It's bad. Detective Bad, what are you doing back there? Oh, I just happened to be here. I'll be headed back to the scene soon. Not sure how anyone just happens to be in the detention center, but okay. His hair is white now. It's been infused with sugar. Hey, that's pretty good actually. I made good tea today. It's a 50-50 if I make good tea. Good morning. Mr. Tanganroa, what happened to you? Oh, no. Samson, what did they do to you? They didn't seem to want me to sleep. I had no idea interrogations could be so involved. Sorry if I seem distracted. I think I'm a little tired. They're not letting you sleep. Yeah, that sounds like something that Von Karma would do. That's not police work, that's torture. What's going on here, Detective Bad? I'm not the one doing the interviewing. It's the guy they put on the case before me. I like Von Karma's methods about as much as you do, which is why I'm doing what I can to help. It was Detective Bad who got me out of there. I'd still be in that interrogation room right now, if it weren't for him. Detective Bad really is trying to look out for Mr. Tanganroa in his own way, it seems. All right, Eddie. Let's share yesterday's findings with Mr. Tanganroa. You got it, Mr. E. My notepad is at the ready. Mr. Tanganroa, we found out quite a bit, if you'd like to hear it. Of course, thank you. Are you alright, Mr. Tanganroa? You seem kinda spaced out. Detective Bad is a bad dude. Positive connotation. English is a dumb language. It's true. I'm fine. I think my blood sugar might be running a little low. Samson! Do we have anything that might give him a little energy boost? I don't know. Do we? Tea? Oh, we have some candy here. Huh? Is that chocolate for me? Oh, those are the chocolates I wish I could just give them to you, Mr. Tanganroa, but the rules here don't exactly allow me to do so. Oh, that's a shame. But rules are rules, I suppose. There must be some way we can hand them to him. I hope Detective Bad is noting the meaningful look in his direction. Hey, Sam. Go to bed already? But it's only like, what, 6:30 for you? No. I'm just comfy. Okay. Let me look at them. If they seem legit, I might consider passing them on to the suspect. Thank you, Detective Bad. My hero! I'm touched. Thank you, Detective. Yeah, whatever. Just sit tight. Look at that. Detective Bad is a bad dude in a good way. Also, like, there's a time skip, but Samson didn't turn white over 18 years. He turned white overnight. Yeah. And also, maybe... Actually, I'm curious. How old is Von Karma? Okay, he's 49. All right. Here. You don't know how much this means to me. Yeah, keep it down, will ya? For both our sakes. Of course, Detective. I wouldn't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Now, to sample these treats. Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot. Again, a knight being interrogated by Manfred von Karma will do that, for sure. I didn't do it for you. It was my call. Hey, guess you're not such a bad guy after all. Oh, the sweetness. I feel like a man reborn. Ha. Were they your handiwork, Judy? Yes, how were they? I feel them melt, soft and smooth. Chocolate that'll comfort and soothe. Ear to ear, head to toe. Smile and savor the taste as it flows. Delicious. I apologize in advance if any of my singing is not in time with the music. The lines are not being distributed at the same rate. They are not exactly beautiful, but they're sweet and oh so flavorful. Thank you, Judy. I'm so glad you like them. You're excused. Thank you. And I'm glad you're back to your... Oh, and I'm glad you're back to your old self. My apologies, friends. The food they serve here is just so flavorless. Between that and the lack of sleep, I was about ready to collapse from sheer despair. Though you would gain points for singing as a no-pon. Meme. Can I do a no-pon voice? At the risk of a... Let's not try right now. I need to sustain my voice for when Von Karma comes back. Wow, is the food here really all that bad, meme? Katie, Samson is your deep male voice and you sound in it. So based on Riku, that is a no-pun voice. That is fair. Soft and smooth, meme. I do appreciate that you do get a meh out of Riku with the whole like sword cutscene, but like it's just a meh question mark. Like, you dare question the name of my blade? Just the usual French fries, ham sandwich, stuff like that. Yes, and yet I couldn't taste a thing. Anyway, I'm headed back to the scene. I'm sure that's not important at all. Before you go, Detective, do you have any new information to share? Oh, yeah, you were right about the victim's identity. Frost worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Halik. Artie Frost? Was Paul Halik? I never would have imagined. Poor Mr. Halik. So the famous French sculptor wasn't a Frenchman after all, huh? Is anyone at this show who they say they are at this point? Probably not. This all would certainly explain why Mr. Halik was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public. I think that's even more reason why it's probably the last guy, what is his name? Is it Carmelo Gusto? Something like that? It's probably him, right? Like, there's not really much else it could be at this rate. He was busy working on the greatest masterpiece, apparently. Bunch of Zodiac statues. Guess he'll never finish them now. He'll never finish his greatest masterpiece? Nah, seems he was making statues for each season. But he never got around to the winter constellations. The winter constellations? You mean Taurus and Gemini? So the two he made out of ice would have completed the set. Yeah, and now they're nothing but puddles. What a bummer. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, Miss Bound, I wasn't blaming you. One last thing. Seems he had himself a bit of a spending habit when it came to his work. Every statue cost him millions to make. Damn. Which means he was always strapped for cash. We're checking to see if there's any chance someone called in a debt. Guess it's not even a famous artist are safe from money problems. Do you have any idea why he entered the confectionery contest? None. Guy didn't even tell his family. I see. Alright, I really gotta get going. I go fetch another guard, but I can't be hanging around here any longer. Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. He's a good man. He certainly is. And an uncompromising one. I don't know what it is about compromise. Like, every time I see it, I want to say compromise, and I know that's not how it's said, but that's how my brain immediately reads it. Someone who can be trusted to stand up for what he believes in. And to scare the pants off anybody he knew he meets. Now, you were going to tell me about what you learned yesterday? Of course. Allow me to give you the full report. Thank you for that, and allow me to apologize on Judy's behalf. I'm so sorry. It's fine, Mr. Tangenroa. As I told her yesterday, the important thing is that we learn the truth in the end. Now, would you mind if I asked you a question or two? By all means, I'll gladly share all I can. The contestants. What can you tell me about the contestants who took part in the final round of the contest? Let's see. There was Miss Scone. I loved her design concept. Unfortunately, her entry was in violation of the rules, so I had to disqualify her. Mr. Gusto's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up through the semi-final. But disappointingly, his entry for the finale was subpar on both counts. And there was actually something a little unusual about his entry for the semi-finale as well. Oh, is he stealing shit? Which was? It tasted identical to Mr. Frost's. Ah. What was Gusto's thing? He shaped sugar, I believe, was his, talent or whatever. I guess you could make a sugar sculpture. Yeah, and he isn't great at it, right? Because he wanted to go to Zenfa and, practice or whatever, so he told us. Which means, how did you get to the finale? If that's the case, you know? Then again, how did any of these people... I understand why the person who died did. He's an actual sculptor, and he's shaping, like, shaved ice instead. That doesn't seem like it would be comparable mediums, but, like, he at least had vision. Delicia just cheated the whole way, I guess. Alright. It tasted identical, Mr. Frost. They may have looked different, but I could have sworn I was eating the same thing.
Huh? And what exactly did his work look like?
Oh, there should be a photograph back in my mansion.
I'll show it to you later, Mr. Edgeworth.
Much appreciated, Miss Bound. But Mr. Frost's entry for the finals, that was truly sublime. So you were able to finish judging it, even though his body had been discovered in the meantime. Yes, I wasn't aware of what had happened until after I'd completed my assessment. Mr. Frost wasn't in his room when I visited, so I took the liberty of sampling a bit, part of the lyre, I believe. I'd never tasted anything like it. It was like a dream. I was so moved that I burst into song. I'm sorry, but are you saying that the lyre tasted good? I'd like to hear more about that if you don't mind. Right, because according to Delicia, it tasted like salt. You only need 2 good contestants for a tournament finale. The rest are filler nods. Okay, but like, the 4th one was Tanganroa's room, and he's not competing, right? Or is he competing in his own contest? Like, I know he has displays and stuff. But isn't he the one hosting it and judging it? So, like, his room was just like, hey, look at how good I am at this. Or did they have to beat him? Like, I'm a little confused on that, I guess. Alright. The lyre. You're quite sure that the... Ooh. Oh. Sorry, 1 second. I think I got some tea leaf. Okay, sorry about that. That was a little unpleasant. You only need the chocolate game. Samson is one of the contestants. It follows the World Martial Arts Tournament rules. I see. I'm certain of it. It was part of the Gemini sculpture, which was one of the only sculptures in that display case. Mr. Tanganroa, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? So, the part you tried was the lyre. The one shown here without any strings. Oh, there were strings originally. That was the part I ate. So the strings were missing because Mr. Tanganroa ate them all. And he enjoyed them. Okay, but we've determined that he doesn't have a sense of taste. Miss Scone told us that she ate part of the lyre as well, but she said it was far too salty for her to finish. Then it's true! The truth is, I've suspected for a while that there might be something wrong with my sense of taste. Something wrong? How so exactly? There's a taste disorder characterized by the inability to detect salty flavors. And I suspect I've been suffering from it. I eat so many sweet foods on a daily basis that it took a while for me to even notice. But there is no denying it now. That would explain why the food here seems so bland to him.
What? But your taste buds are your livelihood!
Even if there were some long-term treatment option, I highly doubt a total cure for your condition exists. Nevertheless, you should put in a request to the police for a proper evaluation. Oh, that won't be necessary. I have a recipe for a cure back in my mansion. You do? I do, and you can take a look at it for yourself if you like.
Samson, we can't show that recipe to just anybody!
Judy, Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. He's my attorney, and I have no secrets from him.
Yes, you're right. Of course. If that is what you wish.
What on earth is this secret recipe for a miracle cure that they've been hiding?
Well, I suppose I should be getting back.
All right, we'll be right behind you. Judy.
Yes, Samson?
There's more to life than just me. Oh. Please, Judy, think about the life you want to live. Because I won't always be around.
Don't say that! Without you, I don't have a life to live. So I'll be waiting, right there at the mansion, until you come home. Now, if you'll excuse me.
More importantly, if you have a miracle cure, why aren't you also working in medicine? Yeah, really.
Wait, Miss Bound!
Judy.
Whoa, she seemed really upset. I thought I saw tears in her eyes. Why'd you even say all that to her?
Because I worry about her. She can't keep putting my needs ahead of her own. What do you mean? The Halik collection, the candy making. It's all because she thinks these things will make me happy. She never thinks about what she wants, what she likes. I just want her to be her own person and to choose her own destiny. Judy, stop crushing on your father, dad figure, damn it. And he's being a good dad, too. The last thing I want is for her to miss out on all of life has to offer because of me.
I guess that makes sense.
He really does see her as his own child. What parent wouldn't want their child to walk their own path? And what parent wouldn't do everything they could to protect them? Aw, Gregory's a dad too! I know exactly how he feels in this moment. Can we see baby Edgeworth before the end of this case? I would be very into that. I think I've asked you everything I can for now, Mr. Tangenroa. We should be getting back to the scene of the crime. Oh, you're leaving? I see. I suppose I'll be going back to the interrogation room for another session. Yes, we'll have to do something about that. You'll speak to the police for me. That too, but I'll be putting in something else in place as well. An ace up to our sleeve for when the time comes. I don't think they did, sadly. Aw. At least we get to see him the one time in the first game. But I want more! I want to see him in his little baby attorney attire. Like, back when he was going to be a defense attorney. Before the tragedy struck. I look forward to learning more. I'm counting on you, Mr. Edgeworth.
We'll be back to breathe for you, Mr. Tangenroa, every day. And Judy too.
Thank you, Eddie. I look forward to it. Mr. Tangenroa, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract a confession from you.
I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. But please, you have to do everything you can to hold out. If you can't, Mr. Von Karma will use that confession against you for as long as this case lasts. And it will make it that much harder for me to save you. I understand, and I'll try. I won't give up until you're out there, Mr. Tengenroa. You have my word on that. Da, 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 da. I guess they couldn't justify making him a little character model to move around. Yeah, I suppose. Fountain room. Detective Bad, thank you again for what you did earlier.
Yeah, thanks a ton.
What are you talking about?
There's no need to be shy about it.
Never mind that now. I'm guessing you two are back here, looking to investigate some more. We are indeed. That's the Rob voice. We are indeed. We'll need something solid if we're going to save Mr. Tengenroa. Well, I hate to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown.
What? But we need those other rooms.
This is Mr. Von Karma's doing, I presume. Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. And don't expect to speak with anybody except us cops and Miss Bound. Everybody else is gone, and I doubt Von Karma will be handing out the phone numbers.
Is this all just some game to him? Why does he have to go so far?
So what is your plan of action, Detective? Same as before. Do what I can to help you uncover the truth. Like I promised. You have my gratitude.
Just you wait, Mr. Von Karma. We're gonna beat you and your bag of dirty tricks.
Detective, may we conduct a brief investigation of the area? Sure, but like I said, everywhere else is off bounds. You probably won't be seeing those rooms again. That's fine. As long as there's at least some way of continuing our investigation, we'll make do. Begin investigation. Okay. Apparently Eddie's just chilling. There's little Santas. A Santa Claus statue. Is it made of candy too? The door leads to Tengenroa's room, so yeah, could be he made that thing too. Speaking of Santa, that reminds me, I still need to find a present for Miles. Gregory, you left it till Christmas Day to get a present? He wanted an attorney's badge. Of course he did. I wonder if Mr. Tengenroa would make one out of candy for me if I asked. Assorted Gusto's room. I guess the candy reindeer is meant to show the way. Big antlers like that. Must be a bull. I think not. Male reindeer shed their antlers in the winter. Therefore, this must be a female. Thanks, Mr. Trivia. Attorneys. They don't teach you about reindeer in law school, Detective. Authorized personnel only behind this point. I'm afraid. Meaning what? I'm not authorized? Sorry, sir. No authorized personnel either. Nobody's allowed in? Let me guess. Von Karma's orders. Guy's really starting to grind my gears. Gregory Edgeworth, Jingle All the Way is a cautionary tale, not an inspirational one. This is quite the trophy. Awarded to Tengenroa's first place, International Confectioners Association, Annual Spectacular. It's made of candy. I guess it wasn't meant to last forever. Makes sense. Prizes, fame, none of it lasts forever, right? I doubt anything's quite that deep. The statues in the fountain depict cherubs enjoying some chocolate fondue. Paulo Leak's work, apparently. Gotta hand it to him. They look so real. Detective, are you saying you have personally seen the cherubs before? Attorneys, always poking holes in people's words. What? Did I do something wrong? These trophies all belong to Mr. Tanganroa, but they're not all for confectionery contests. Some appear to be charity work. The testament to both his character and his professional achievements. What's this one here? In recognition of Bacon Bop's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. That's so sweet. It's got me wanting to watch it. Aw. You're a softie, Gregory. Scone's room is through there. It's marked by a snowman, a candy snowman by the looks of it. Oh yeah? Well, I'll be. He's really sizing it up. He isn't thinking of making that into his next lollipop, is he? A Christmas tree made of candy. These candy statues have everybody on edge. If ants get in here, that's our scene ruined. Yes, it would be pretty disastrous, I suppose. Alright, what are you looking at, dude? Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating? Sir, I'm analyzing the fountain water to see what might be in it, sir. And what did you find? Chocolate! And what looks like some kind of flavorings and coloring used in frozen desserts, sir. The composition of the chocolate seems to be the same as that of Mr. Tanganroa's work. And the flavoring and the colorings match the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. Huh. Those little rivers flow from all four artist rooms right here to this fountain. I see. I understand. I mean, we knew that those were going to be relevant in some way. And considering in the future we have a person pop up in the fountain, I'm going to assume that they got there via one of these channels. Guess that's how the stuff from the melted sculptures wound up in there. That's not all, sir. We also found blood. What? Why is there blood in the water? Uh-oh. Think back to our investigation of the murder scene, Detective. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous blood pool of blood should have been here is clearly missing. You're right. I don't remember anybody mentioning they removed the blood along with the body. The victim's blood was mysteriously absent, as was the part of the chocolate that had pooled on it. I believe that the blood probably belongs to Artie Frost. Oh, I don't know what he looks like. The victims, huh? I'll have the guy compare it with the blood on the murder weapon. That was like one of the Path of Radiance sound effects. Okay, sure, why not? Speaking of which, if you want to play Ike's story for yourself as seen on my channel, it is now available on the GameCube console on the Switch. They just added it today. Go get Ike a boyfriend. Anyway. It's a match. The blood in the fountain. It's Frost's. But why would someone want to send the victim's blood downstream in a fountain like this? Frost's blood was found in the fountain, but not at the scene of the crime. Path of Radiance, you can also get him a girlfriend. This is true. He has to figure some things out over the time skip. Just stretch this back. Wait, what's going on here? I see. Okay,
Anyway, I'm sure Soren won't make Ike worse at all. ACJ. Okay. I guess I'll talk to Judy. Miss Bound, we're here to continue our investigation.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm so sorry about earlier.
She's still looking kinda down in the dumps, Mr. E. She must be greatly taken aback by what Mr. Tangenroa had to say.
I found the photograph of the semi-final entries for you. Here, it's all yours.
Interesting. I just got flashbacks to freaking Sugar Apple Fairy. Is that what it's called? Regardless, when they're doing their confections, that's what these look like. Obviously, they're meant to because they are like candy sculptures, essentially. But Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. Wow, Miss Scone sure knows how to make a cute cake.
Yes, Samson loved her design for that one. And he loved the designs and the flavors of Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries too. Only problem was, as Samson mentioned earlier, they tasted exactly the same. However, their respective entries for the finale tasted nothing alike, it seems.
Also, like, look at how they use the same elements, Samson. You don't need taste to see the plagiarism. I know, right?
Was there anything else of note that changed between the semi-final and the final? Nothing major, but I guess there is one thing. Mr. Gusto's son was always here with him throughout the contest, but he was nowhere to be seen during the finale.
Oh, he has a son.
Why would his son come and hang out at the contest venue, of all places?
You're sure you're happy for us to keep hold of this?
Of course, but I hope it helps you with your investigation.
Like, they even have the same flowers.
Oh, and I also have the book containing the recipe for the cure Samson mentioned.
We've seen this book before. It was in the chocolate frame in Tangenroa's room.
That's right. He puts it on display there so that everybody could see the grand prize.
What? The cure is in the ultimate cookbook? So it's not a book of dessert recipes, I take it?
Oh no, we told the contestants, of course. But I guess nobody told you yet.
So the contestants all knew the ultimate cookbook was this whole time. Okay, well that makes it little more sense why Delicia Scone would be in this contest. At the very least. For taste disorders and other chemical and pharmaceutical items. I'd like to hear more about the cookbook, if you don't mind, Miss Bound.
So I understand correctly, the Ultimate Cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for different medicines. Exactly, or rather totally new medications that haven't made it to the market yet, to be precise. To the right buyer, a pharmaceutical company, for example, it would be worth a fortune.
But why make that the grand prize in a confectionery contest? A very good question.
Mr. Tangenroa is the sole heir to the Tangenroa family fortune. Perhaps you've heard of the Tangenroa Group?
The Tangenroa Group? Yeah, I think I've heard of them somewhere before. It's a major pharmaceutical corporation. Sells all kinds of pills and poisons. Oh yeah! That new Cold Killer Pro, oh my god, Cold Killer, has been making some real waves since it went on sale. I always reach for Cold Killer when I'm feeling under the weather. Fender, are you doing an ad right now? Which is never as far as I've seen. I'd like to hear more about Tanganroa Group if you don't mind. So, did Mr. Tanganroa not want to take over his parents and go into the family business?
No. He preferred the idea of making people's lives better through the power of confectionery.
This Neostream is brought to you by Cold Killer X. It kills colds dead. Boo-ba-doo-doo-doo. His parents supported him in his quest to become the best in the world. Then, when they passed away, he inherited the cookbook. But why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest prize? He's been hounded by so many people looking to make that book their own, he was tired of it. But it would have been an insult to his parents' memory to simply give it away. So he decided to find somebody he felt worthy of it. I'll bet the board of directors loved that, handing over the fruits of all their expensive research to someone else. They hated the idea, of course, which is why Delicia entered the contest. The Tanganroa group wanted her to win the book back for them. So you knew she was a pharmacist all along? Yes, and not only that, I told her how to appeal to Samson's tastes. I tried to help her win. But why? I wanted to protect Samson by protecting the Tanganroa group. If that cookbook fell into another company's hands, the board would never forgive him. So I wanted to find a way to keep it with the company, but in a way that Samson couldn't object to. So that's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in the contest she had no business taking part in. Okay. But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? Mr. Frost wasn't really a confectioner either. And he still made it all the way to the final, just like she did. Not bad. Yes. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Such a talented sculptor, and a gifted crafter of desserts, too. Gifted indeed, judging by the standard of his work in the final. But how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time? I'm not sure I have much more to tell you. But if there are anything else I can help you with, I'd be happy to, of course. She certainly seems keen to ensure that she does all she can for Mr. Tanganroa. I could certainly use a cup of tea you made us yesterday if you wouldn't mind. I think that might help move the investigation along nicely. Oh, I'll have some too. Your tea is to die for, Miss Bound. Well, how could I possibly refuse? I'll bring it right out. You know, I think that cheered her up a little. Investigation complete. Wow, that was really not a lot of things going on. But I wanted to take a look. Okay, you can't look at that. This you can just look at the picture. Frost and Gusto. Yeah, like the bases are the same. The tail is like of the same kind of piece. Like the only real difference is like the horse body, but the horse body could have just been crafted from the mountain the phoenix is being standing on. And the horn is the beak, and my lord. All right. Two photos. Okay, so this is unplugged from the wall. There is no tools missing. There is a dolly in the room. And that little machine that's up front there is gone. Okay. By Ace Attorney standards, that is subtle. It's true. Oh, wait, this is the box. That's from the picture. What's going on here? I haven't looked at any of this evidence, clearly. Whoa, look at all the buttons. I believe they're for changing the color of the light. Try pressing one, Eddie. Now, the cloth is all lit up. It's so pretty, no matter how many times I see it. Cloth is now glowing with a pale blue hue thanks to the light-emitting device. Didn't Miss Scone say that one of these cloths and machines are missing? Who do you think could have taken them? I have no idea, but I suspect I might have something to do with our case somehow. Okay, so we know that one of these were being used in Frost's display. Ball X Pit Stain in terms of slain in terms of achievements. Congratulations! Does this mean you have finished with the ball and pit, or is it addictive enough to play past the achievement gathering? This lamp isn't working. No, unfortunately it appears to be broken. Would it have been nice to see it all lit up just once? Miss Scone said that it was good for relaxation, right? Right? I could use some of that. Perhaps I'll get one for the office. So the lamps both have these hexagonal stands on the bottom, right? Yes, I imagine the indentations in the pillar were made to accommodate them. And boy, do they fit like a glove. Okay. Is that it for this? Yeah. Stop making forward or new game plus progress to round out the achievements, so I'll probably do at least that. Fair enough. We already looked at this because we saw that it was made by him. Okay, I think that's me having looked at everything. We've learned a little more about the contest participants, but there's still one question involving Mr. Gusto for which we never got an answer. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure, I was... Objection. Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? And that's not all. I have questions about the work he submitted for the semi-finals. A confectioner who admits to lacking design sense, and a sculptor with it in spades. Mr. Gusto could not have hoped to win such a high-level contest by himself. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Detective, I need to ask Mr. Gusto a few questions. His story doesn't quite add up for me. Me neither. We need to figure out how to get in touch with him. Oh, do you now? I see those feet up there. Oh, that was the cops. Never mind. But he has the same pants as them. Oh, God. Okay. Good luck with that, because I have no intention of allowing it. Mr. Von Karma. I am already in the midst of my own investigation into Gusto, so there is no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you might have. He seems dead set on preventing me from talking to Mr. Gusto, in which case... Fine, then allow me to take you up on your offer. Very well, what is it? I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost. Alright, drink some tea, warm up the vocal cords. La 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 la.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
The connection between Gusto and Frost. It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest.
Okay, sure. You know what? If he wants to do 2-line testimonies, I'll take it. And that's it?
That is all I have to say to you.
What? But that doesn't help us at all. We'll have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. And it is imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something.
They both happen to be taking part in the same contest. Are we just presenting that they have, like, the same sculpture? Objection! Yeah, apparently so. I was like, I don't really know exactly what they want here, but this is the only thing I have that's, like, about both of them.
I wonder if you could look at the 2 confections in the foreground for me, Mr. Von Karma. They were made for the contest semi-finals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted, wouldn't you agree?
Get to the point.
As the nameplate suggests, these were Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries. Mr. Gusto told us that the confectionery design was far from his strong suit. And yet, his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's. Exactly as good, in fact. We learned from another witness that the 2 entries also tasted exactly the same.
What are you suggesting?
Adjust tie. I am suggesting that they were helping one another out. Let's take a closer look, shall we? While at first glance, the 2 may appear to be superficially different, it soon becomes apparent that there are significant similarities in how they were put together.
Oh, come on. Just look at them.
They are made of the same ingredients, same taste the same, and share a similar design aesthetic. This picture is proof positive that the 2 were working together.
If you've figured that much out, I suppose there's little point in denying it.
Mr. Von Karma knew all along that they were cooperating.
But I warn you, none of that is what you are about to hear will be to your advantage.
Oh, okay, sure.
Let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove. Gusto and Frost were indeed working together. Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during the questioning last night. It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final.
Okay, that time it was only 3 lines. 1 second.
Sorry about that. I don't even know why we have a landline still. We should get rid of that. Water. So, you knew that you were cooperating. Mr. Von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth? Mood. Please, enough with the petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court. I simply slipped my mind to explain that to you. It doesn't explain why he's being so slippery with the facts, though. I need to figure out what he's hiding. Can't let that... Can't let things end like that. Okay. They're working together. Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship with Frost during the questioning. Seems they were helping one another right before the finale. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to press, aren't I? Okay. I assume this is the one we'd have to press, because everything else is just leading to this statement, so, press. Hold it. But why would... No. But why were they cooperating? Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best. Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone. You'd think they would at least use different elements so that their statues didn't look so similar. Like, my lord. So, what was their endgame? Why cooperate only until the day before the finales? Gusto claimed to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final on his own merits. His one and only goal was to be crowned the world's best confectioner, and his pride would not allow him to do so with the help from another. Cheaters can only ever win hollow victories, I guess. I was under the impression that the collaboration had only lasted through the semifinals, but I'm starting to think it might have lasted up through the final itself. Mr. Von Karma, I'd like to ask you some more about how they work together, if you don't mind. If you must. Oh, we got more lines from him. Oh, he replaced one of them. Okay. Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best. The two cooperated until the day before the final, and then decided to cooperate of their own merits. Okay, Hold it. You really believe that they were cooperating until the day before the finals, and just simply stopped? That seems a little strange to me, wouldn't you agree? I've told the truth, and whether you find it strange or not is none of my concern. He was concerned enough to try and hide it from me only a few moments ago. Which means that there must have been a reason for that. Based on Mr. Tangenroa's assessment, it sounded as if Mr. Frost's entry for the final was the clear winner. Which means he must have still been working with Mr. Gusto, right? That is precisely what I was thinking. Must have something evidence that proves they were cooperating right up until the finale. Okay, so I gotta present something. Like, admittedly, you make it a challenge to try and limit voice acting. Part of why I do all the dialogue is it lets me be brain empty and also revisit it all. That's true. Like, woo, I made a sandwich and now this. Hey, Donnie. You're in time for me to interrogate Von Karma about the case. Okay, so we need to present evidence on one of these new lines, obviously. I assume it's this one, so, because he's claiming that they stopped before the finale, but I guess I have evidence that says otherwise. Like, okay, clearly this guy is using a cloth, which is illegal, because it's not made of... Like, these are illegal. I guess the idea that the lyre was salty, so he was, like, sabotaging it? Or... the cloth is also sabotage? Or maybe it's not sabotage. I don't know. It's not... To compete on their own merits. Okay, I'm gonna say that this was sabotage, obviously, so...
Objection!
They weren't competing on their own merits. They weren't working together during the finals. I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on record having described Mr. Frost, a creation, as scrumptious. And while he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have become a world-class confectioner overnight. It seems far more likely to me that he and Mr. Gusso were still cooperating during the finals.
Objection. How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything. Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. My wife, for example— You have a wife? —is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame.
I mean, I guess... Well, I mean, him having Francisca does not automatically mean he has a wife. But... Good lord, what if we ever met Von Karma's wife? Or Francisca's mom in this case. Assuming that... Ace Attorney 8! Look, he cares about having a perfect record. Yes, we recall replicating. He is exactly the kind of man who would have a wife for optics of it. This is true. She is either the most patient woman or just as bad as he is. Yeah, it's true. There's only two ways about it. How is that not entirely subjective statement?
Furthermore, you are ignoring a crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony, namely that she also described some of Frost's work as having been unbearably salty. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce a perfect confectionery.
Okay, fair.
No more objections, I take it.
There must be some way I can prove that Gusto and Frost were still collaborating.
Mr. E? There's something that's been on my mind.
It's very much the same vein as Emperor Palpatine having kids timeline. They also probably spend little to no time together, and he only takes a vacation once in his life to recover from a gun wound. Or, and not apologizing for this, she's into it. Yes, what is it, Eddie?
Mr. Frost's entry for the finals, wouldn't it have taken a while to make?
I would imagine so.
Making flavored water freeze it all and then carving 2 whole sculptures? Could he really have done all that and helped Mr. Gusto with his work?
That is a lot.
If it was me, I'd have barely gone that far in setting the flavor water up to freeze part. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off.
Perhaps there's some lawyerly instinct in you after all, Eddie. Oh my god! You got a compliment from Gregory Edgeworth! Your ponderings certainly point to another possibility. Eddie's right. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his own large blocks of flavored ice to create his art. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. So what must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry within the time limit? Make the ice the day before the finale, make the ice the day of, make it out of something else entirely. Probably this one, considering it was salty. Maybe it wasn't made out of flavored ice at all. Maybe Miss Scone simply has such strong teeth that she was able to crunch through whatever it was. No. No, that doesn't make any sense. He wouldn't have needed time to freeze the ice. The time was one thing he didn't have on the day of the contest. So what must Rust Frost done in order to finish his flavored ice sculpture within the time? He made it before the finale. He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then all he would have had to done is sculpt it. What are you muttering about now? I like how all you would have to do is sculpt it. Like, that wouldn't take a ton of time either. Like, I don't actually know how long ice sculptures take to make. But I imagine a long time. or Francisco was made in a test tube. Oh no.
What are you muttering about?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized something, that's all. I realized that you're correct.
What? Mr. E?
Hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, accepting defeat at last, are we?
The only thing I'm accepting is perhaps one of the things you said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Just as you said, the day before the final, it really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. Ice which would have needed at least a day to freeze, and whose flavors would have therefore already been prepared for by Mr. Gusto.
Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me, that he helped Frost until the day before the final.
I think Von Karma would make a good Ice Sedai. Probably from Von Karma's skin cells or something, because I refuse to acknowledge any universe where this band is nutty. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in return?
I can hardly expect to read minds of the dead.
Objection.
Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gusto could tell us. So why don't you let us speak with him? Or do you still insist your interrogation was as thorough as you claim?
Oh, called out! How dare you call my methods into question?
That's not my intention. I just don't understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry.
Oh, Gregory!
Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me.
One good reason, certainly. The how and why of Mr. Frost's collaboration have absolutely no bearing on this case.
Objection.
Oh, I hate to say this, but I bet you he does every time he wins a court case. Oh, Chris, you scoundrel.
How can you possibly say that with any certainty? If their relationship had broken down for some reason, there could very well have been the motive behind this murder. Could it indeed? Then why did Gusto himself tell me about all of it? Why did the man you seemed so keen on accusing share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution? Please tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time.
It's his damage animation. Mr. Gusto only acted suspiciously one time that we know of. And I imagine Mr. Von Karma is aware of exactly what the suspicious action was. Which means this is probably a trap.
Well, catch got your tongue.
But even if it is a trap, I can't back down now.
Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Frost's room, and we still don't know why. The fact alone is reason enough to suspect him.
If that's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you.
I knew it. It was a trap.
I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come. Plus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjections. Here, take a look at this.
Their kids are friends. Look at the babies. That's
Gusto and Frost and their sons.
Everyone's a dad in this case, guys. It's the case of dads. Even Von Karma's a dad. Chris. Pender is left out. It's okay. He becomes uncle later. You could read it. It's only fair. Aw, he's taking a little nipple of that bird sugar sculpture. I mean, it's not necessarily wrong in a way.
Gusto snuck into Frost's room in order to retrieve his photograph.
But why?
It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Gusto was concerned that the fact of Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion.
Between this and Splodge, I think Chris balanced the universe. Fair. Okay.
A concern that you have just proved was entirely well-founded. Gusto's actions make perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe otherwise.
No. He's never going to let me talk to Mr. Gusto.
Now, if you're quite done obstructing my investigation, I have things to be getting on with.
That smug, self-righteous jerk. I'll give him something to be getting on with. What do we do, Mr. E? Mr. Tanganroa finished if we can't figure something out.
Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? He has a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. If the prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tanganroa, surely they have all they need. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime?
Something on your mind, Mr. E?
We're missing something. Something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with the prosecution of Mr. Tanganroa. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident on his case. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bad? Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. No autopsy report. Da-da-da.
'Cause he's not dead.
I don't know. In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that went missing. Yeah, the scene where that part was missing with the pool of blood.
Interesting. Has the body gone missing, Von Karma? Along with the evidence? Evidence that turned up not in Mr. Tanganroa's room, but in a most unusual place. There's the blood on the fountain. It's Frost. Is this why his body shows up in the future? Assuming that is indeed his body, which is my current assumption. So, there were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tanganroa's room. Yet we found some in the fountain instead. Why? Blood in the fountain and the missing blood are probably connected because they both have blood. Mr. Frost's blood went missing from the crime scene, but traces of it showed up in the fountain. Why go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered? And why only the blood? Surely the body could have also been in the way. Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to get the blood? There's only two things because the body is missing. That's why there's no autopsy report. So the body might have been moved aside, or even removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there is still no autopsy report. We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been recovered by the forensics team. But what if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Von Karma wouldn't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? The question isn't why Mr. Von Karma hold back the information about the body. It's, did Mr. Von Karma even have any information about the body in the first place? How do things look from that angle? Perhaps the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out an autopsy. Perhaps it had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival. Mr. E? We've both heard the rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricated witness statements, shady deals, forged evidence even.
Sure, everybody's heard that stuff. But what's that got to do with us right now?
I wouldn't judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. Even Mr. Von Karma, I've tried my best not to let preconceptions color our interactions with him. Nonetheless, it appears that he may be willing to twist the truth to his own ends. My god, Von Karma's asshole reputation was the perfect cover. That fiendish bastard.
Twist the truth? You mean he's been playing dirty?
I fear he might have been, and still is. And I'm not about to let him get away with it.
I'm returning to the prosecution office. Don't breathe a word of anything to that infernal attorney. Yes, sir.
Hold it.
Yeah, hold it, bitch. We know your plan.
Yes, what is it now?
I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us.
Really? You mean to call the method of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I'm warning you, if you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection.
It is not the police I have issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you. What? Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of the crime is?
What foolishness is this? I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's rule is or is not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted of at all cost. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection.
And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps?
And I thought you had outdone yourself already. But now you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence.
I do. Because it is why you are done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn.
What are you talking about?
You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body. Okay, but Detective Bad is one detective out of, like, all the people here, right? You think one of them would be like, guys, we lost the body. Or it's missing.
What?
He doesn't have the body.
Ridiculous! You're clutching at straws! I will tolerate no more of your preposterous slander.
Then allow us to examine it. Prove me wrong if you can.
I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. I'm under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusation one way or the other.
Objection.
As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloodied chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. Why did it disappear? And where did it go?
What does it matter? Blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what?
So what indeed? That's precisely my question. If the body was still at the scene when the police got here, removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it all makes perfect sense.
What is this petty obsession with the bloodstain? But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went?
Of course. After all, evidence is everything, as you never tire of telling us. I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. What evidence do I have that shows where the blood from the Tanganroa's room went? I mean, the fountain has blood in it, guys.
Take that.
Adjust. Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain. Along with the traces of chocolate from Mr. Tanganroa's room. I believe the missing piece of the bloodstained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows into the fountain, which strongly points towards a certain fact. Someone purposely disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. We found blood in the blood fountain. Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me.
Where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out any kind of analysis on the fountain water.
No, but I do.
Curse you, Bad! You've been a thorn in my side from the moment you were assigned.
So you put a fake line in the side of the... You put a fake chalk outline inside of the chocolate statue so that we would think that you found the body? Like, come on, dude. Like, what was the plan here? He's just gonna hide the fact that they never found the body from, like, everyone? Like, without a body... Look, he had the picture there, and the body was there at some point. But, like... them losing the body is a big deal. He didn't even do it. He didn't even hide the body. He doesn't know where the body is. Like, it's worse. Like, I guess it would be worse technically if he, like, hid the body purposefully, but the fact that he just doesn't even have the body.
Well, no longer. As of now, you are officially off the case.
I was barely on it in the first place.
Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Will you admit it? Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered?
It's really quite a claim, you know. One that you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid.
What must I do to get an answer out of him?
Now, if you don't mind, I've given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court, Gregory Edgeworth.
So is the ding on Von Karma's record literally that Gregory proved that he didn't have the body and he was lying about it the whole time? Because that's wild. How did he not get disbarred for that? I mean, in this game anyway, where the prosecution leads the detectives for whatever reason. The fact that Von Karma didn't even kill this guy is just why.
Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will.
Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma, your methods will be your undoing. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to the light in the end. How does anyone not get disbarred in this franchise? How does Phoenix get disbarred, but everyone else does the thing that he's accused of, but he didn't do, and he gets disbarred? Because Phoenix is a good guy. Because that was part of his master plan. Also, his happened in court. It's about who you know. Forgive me. The funny thing is that one could argue that Phoenix is about as connected as anyone else in that courtroom, if not more so. Like, remember the retcon is that all of the 7 years of Hobodom was for one win. Right. Like, this one is just a Gregory throwing out accusations. It's okay. I'm sure one day when Chris decides he wants to stream the Apollo Justice series, we will get to see in real time that whole endeavor. We can watch the music video over and over and over again. I think the music video is not as bad, though, as that one surveillance video where you have the, like, Blue Badger song playing over and over again. But it's pretty close. It's like Gregory throwing out accusations. He came out in the courtroom in front of the judge. Now, granted, it should have needed more checking afterwards, but still, it's not great plot point in general. Yeah. Don't sweat it. It was always going to end this way. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing. I am, and I'll prove it in court. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since you know, I'm off the case now. That's very kind, and I'm sorry to keep asking for favors of you, Detective Bad, but there is one more thing.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Come on, let me in on the secret.
All right, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tanganroa acquitted. But I'd prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case.
And what is that? What is it?
Heh. You'll find out in the courtroom.
Wait, what? You're letting me join you?
Of course I am. You're my assistant, after all.
Heh. I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know. We can take on Mr. Von Karma together.
Indeed. Though I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tanganroa by then. But if we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time.
Right. but we'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can beat Mr. Von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you.
We can't allow Mr. Tanganroa to remain imprisoned for the crime he didn't commit. And we won't. I'll expose Mr. Von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do. Oh. And he died for that. It's been really nice being in Gregory's perspective, though. I wasn't sure I'd like it as much as, like, I am. So. The identity of the body. I assume we're going back to Miles' time now. Let's do the time warp again. Okay. I am going to take a quick break right here because this seems like a good time to rest my voice. I'm actually not doing too bad this time, though. I'm doing way better than I was last time. But I will be right back.
Okay. It is April 2nd, 2:10 p.m. Zodiac Hall Fountain Room. And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of the IS-7 as far as I'm concerned.
I'm finally learning the truth about my father's last case. So, what happened at the trial?
Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us.
Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tengenroa was innocent?
Oh, we could prove it all right. We had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we feared.
I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle.
Heh, yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and the whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down, December 28th, that following year. It's April now, so, ooh mama, we're talking about over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh?
December 28th. I was there that day, 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery.
Aw. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit.
I mean, if you were being interrogated for a year by Von Karma, you'd break too.
Honestly, the fact that he lasted that long.
The paper got so all the children can draw. Sweet.
Turns out the poor guy finally reached his limit. He was so bad, even he said he wanted to be found guilty.
Wait, you mean they forced him to a confession out of him?
Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. And when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about being no body to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. Even had himself a fake autopsy report. But that wasn't the end of it. Damn. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself for being an accessory to murder in court. Combined with his confession, the poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. But Gregory still had an ace in the whole lot, though.
The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with.
Exactamundo. He knew what he needed was one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Samson. So he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations.
I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh?
We all did, but he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off of it. He was tied up in some other big cases too. Good old Bad. They don't make him like that anymore. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Sideband got fired. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad, he took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor.
For the one and only time in his 45-year career. His 40-year career.
Okay, to be fair though,
he did have a second time with the whole, last case that got him put in jail. But other than that, I suppose that was more like the career ender, if anything.
Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. So when the guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of the day, but the whole sad affair. I don't remember a lot myself,
but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tengenroa guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside.
Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. You would have done anything to clear Samson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy. Never got a chance.
Aw.
I should have left with him that day. I always blame myself for not doing that. But I shoved that aside and obsessed over something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I hope you can forgive me.
Aww. This song's really nice, too. No. You had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. I mean, it was really dumb of Baby Edgeworth. It was. But also, he was a baby. Yeah. Well, and like, the premise was is that the person who they assumed shot him was like why am I forgetting who exactly it was? Was it the guy who owned the parrot? No. Yes? I don't know. Either way, my brain. Who the fuck cares about Yeti Toki? Yeti Yoki. Okay, but I was right. That was who was accused of it, right? Like, clearly he didn't do it. But, and also, like, a lot of stuff was happening around all that, but I'm busy finally beating Ball X Pit base. But yeah, okay. Building your base. My apologies. According to these recordings, Mr. Tanganroa was convicted of the main culprit as Mr. Frost's murder.
Nope, that's not right. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder.
Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. Oh my god, Von Karma, did you change the verdict in your file so that you could pretend that you won? Wow. He was the bailiff stuck in the elevator with him. Right, that was the premise of all of that. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved.
Mind if I take a peek at those?
He is such a petty bitch. That just sounds like a bitch move he would do.
This file's been doctored. The part about the verdict, it's been changed.
What?
Here, feast your peepers on this.
Oh my god, Von Karma. Come on, dude. Convicted as an accomplice. Based on his confession. I see. Victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tanganroa discovered that he had a taste disorder, which subsequently, come on, Katie, you can say these words, cured via medication. Verdict, convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. See, it's shit like this is why you burning in hell. Words are hard. Yes.
That's a copy of the file that they have on record at the courthouse.
Then why is my copy so different?
Well, you said you came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking that there was a murderer out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up.
So everything I believed about the case was a lie.
Like I said, we gotta start somewhere.
What's important is that you know what's what now. The statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth is still out there, you know? I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. The great Von Karma wasn't gonna bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, killer was never found. Samson was found guilty instead.
That's terrible. Is there really nothing we can do to help him?
Not without real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Von Karma's had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. Damn. I mean, we knew Von Karma would do shit like this, but still.
How could he?
Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course. But he wasn't going to take any chances, so he did what he had to do, what he was told, and confessed to keep her safe, because he's a dad! Now riddle me this, Milesy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in the prison the day the Bronco Knight died?
Ah, that's right!
You were there to see Mr. Tanganroa.
Bingo. Jude and I both promised that we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise. But Judy did. She's never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always shows up. But none of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day.
So he was sentenced as an accessory to murder. Now, don't get me wrong, that is a serious crime. However, do accessories of murder get 18 plus years of jail time? Or is it just he's like taking the fall for the full murder even though he was only sentenced as an accessory? Like, I'm confused. Well, hopefully Tanganroa got a fun animal friend. Considering he's in the animal jail. So, taking the fall mostly.
How heartbreaking. We've got to do something, Mr. Fender.
Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. Von Karma probably demanded he'd take the longest time, too. Yeah, likely. Thy sculptures are back on display, just like they were all those years ago. And we're gonna see what we can find out. Right, Maserino?
I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look into these things in the same way as you or my father.
Miles.
But that doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth, I want to know the truth behind both of these cases, and I'm not leaving until I do.
Heh, you really are old Gregory's son, through and through. Alrighty then, now that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and the evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts in the red ink are my annotations.
Documents received from Fender, including his comments in red. Thank you, Fender.
And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute and scope them out if I were you.
Small mountain of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from Fender. So I could fully pretend he got a proper murder conviction. Yeah. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit.
You know, our current case is just full of loose threads, come to think of it.
Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago, who just happened to get caught up in another incident. The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago.
the poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. The two chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue's display case, ubiquium and asphyxion, that form a poisonous gas when mixed together. I appreciate the recap, Miles. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Gusto, who is no stranger to the events of the 18 years ago, and who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. It would be really funny as if his kid was somehow Larry. It's not, but that would be like, oh my god, Larry's connected to this case too. He's one of the kids. And finally, we come to the body oh, this is Edgeworth. And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. And the fact that the ice sculptures have melted just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past, which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating.
Objection!
Oh my god, go away, Eustace.
Oh, no, you don't. Aren't you forgetting about somebody? I could have sworn that this is my investigation.
Eustace is quite right. I don't hope you are intending to obstruct his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. I would hate to have to add guilty to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I'm simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation. Your offer is duly noted and duly declined.
Oof, she isn't pulling any punches. Gavel, just love us.
The identity of the body in the fountain is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. Perhaps I can help you to speed up that process along. I think I have the idea who our mystery victim might be.
What, really? You have to tell me. It's the law.
Very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years, but the body found in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past. Who could it be? Who could it be? Could it be Mr. Deceased? Oh god, hey Samson. They've added you in here as older. 57. Anyway, present.
Take that!
I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost. What? You're saying that poor Chillywinks?
Wait, what? Who the hell is Chillywinks or Artie or whoever you're talking about?
Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace, although he was better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on display here are all his work.
No way. Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner.
Mr. Frost was also a victim of the IS-7 incident. Judge Gavel knows about the IS-7 incident. Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case, and according to the police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy report duly carried out.
Sure, that's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted.
What are you insinuating?
That while the record stuff, like the body, totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course.
Oh.
Yeah. This is Winner. What? Really?
What is it, Eustace?
The body. We got an ID. It's Artie Frost. So some sculptor called Frost or something? So I guess Edgeworth called it?
Gorgeous of justice. So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Gavel, I'd say that this changes things, wouldn't you?
Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to you this case, more than a certain junior prosecutor anyway.
Yeah, no fear. You're trying to steal a win.
I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. We do not need anything. And you do not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Objection!
Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that.
Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender.
Yep. See, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case very much is my concern. I was the one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. Prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? Ugh. And who better to help you unpick that mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Oh, Fender going toe-to-toe with Verity.
Judge Gavel seems to know the facts of IS-7 incident in some detail. In which case, I suspect that she must be here on the committee's behalf. Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth.
My dad did it. He's the son of the original defense attorney, and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. If that's not enough for you, he was at the trial, too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table. Don't you?
Very well. You may both assist in the investigation, but only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The winter wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours.
Alrighty, glad to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in to show we're on the same side of justice?
Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor. Your win is still the better one, but still. Wait, let me go back. Von Karma probably demanded. You take the longest time. Edgeworth, your definition of winning is uncovering the truth. You do want to win. Your win is the better one, but still. Yeah, it's true.
This is a turn up for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all.
Thank you for your immeasurable help, as always.
Heh, no sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating on my own, so just holler if you find something interesting.
I will. Well, Kay, shall we?
Heck yeah, let's the investigation commence.
We're still unclear on two key factors. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium.
You're right. We need some more intel.
Indeed. Let us focus on the ubiquium first and the foremost.
It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right?
Correct. It is also a bright red color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Okay.
Okay, sounds like we know what we're looking for.
Zodiac Hall. Okay, before we do any of that, we should have a quick look through our stuff with Edgeworth. So we have the incident case file. The statute of limitations expired 3 years ago on December 24th. Okay, so technically we can't prosecute the person because they're already not investigating the case anymore. That's the whole, he was convicted as an accomplice. The victim data is Artie Frost. He's 38, also known as Paul Halik, under the
which name he was renowned sculptor in France. Contestant in the confectionery contest. Body was discovered in Tanganroa's room. Cause of death was a blood loss followed by a blow to a head. No detailed autopsy report due to the body gone missing. And then there's the actual picture of the body in this thing. Alright. That's just the pamphlet. These are our modern photos. This is the blowtorch. We got, of course, the thing where this will turn on and make it light up. Cloth has certainly changed color. Going pale blue. This is what it looked like when it was still draped over the statue, but what does that have to do with the case? Question mark. Okay, that's statue of the thing. This is the ingredients of this thing. Okay, they gave us the ultimate cookbook, but we can't look at it. We have the fingerprints that we still don't know about on the frame. We have the salt lamp, which they're giving me a picture of. Okay. And of course the photo with the two sons. Okay, is that it? And then there's also all the profiles, of course. Okay. Well, let's go find shit.
It's a man with a moon-shaped head and a woman with a sun-shaped head. The man's got a real pained look in his eyes, though. Is this another Paul Helique's pieces? Yes, from his younger years when he was something of a dreamer. He depicted those closest to him by means of motif taken from nature. The piece is titled My Parents. Guess Mom's shone brightest in that house.
Okay, that's clearly this statue here, even though it's got referring to all of these. Okay. They're still using the set.
Miss Bound's tea set is laid out neatly on the serving cart. The pamphlet says the gallery is famous for its tea. Understandably so. The cups we were given was delicious. Looks like a lot of the stuff was designed by Mr. Frost. Interesting. In that case, I think we'd better take a closer look.
Okay, let's look at the teapot.
So this is dishware. It was made by Audie Frost. It looks like it's very fancy.
No, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something of thousands of dollars. So let's try not to touch anything unless we absolutely have to.
Whoa, this stuff's really worth that much?
Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Mom shone brightest, Dad mooned everyone. Miss Bound really must be a fan of Mr. Frost's work, like Fender said, to have this. Oh, okay. It was added to my. Oh.
Hey, Edgy!
Oh, what is that? What is it?
You better be careful with that teapot, you hear?
Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden?
Honored guests. I can pour you a cup if you like.
Miss Bound. Ah, Judy! Hi, I'm good, thanks. No tea for me. You two knock yourselves out. Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? A quick break won't hurt.
2 cups coming right up. This smells great. Wow, it tastes even better than it smells. What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's Ceylon, I believe. It's usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Bound, is this the same blend you served this morning?
Why, yes. Is it all right? There isn't anything wrong with it, is there?
Oh, no, not at all. It's just that the cup you gave me earlier had a slightly different aroma. Okay.
Really? That's odd. I used the exact same blend both times. I can't see what could account for the difference.
Hey, what's the big deal? Quit being mean to Judy's tea, will you?
What's going under your skin, Larry?
Nothing. You're just rude, that's all. You don't even try to call me by the right name. It's Laurice de Nim, dang it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore.
In a game like this, I always assuming the tea is knockout poison in it or something. Well, that's making me wonder because they say that the tea smells different. And the thing we're looking for has a minty aroma. But they didn't say it was minty, so I don't know. Well, that was childish, even for him. Wow, what happened there? Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority right now. We may not have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing. Okay. What is this? A caddy containing Ceylon tea leaves. It's a well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging its contents. Not bad thing to use considering the quality of the blend Miss Bound serves. There's a tablecloth draped over the cot as pure white and completely spotless. What's under the table? And it's just waiting for me to grab it by the edge and clear my mind and whoosh! Hey, I cannot stress enough how bad of an idea that would be. Aw, come on! What's the worst that can happen? Even if it does go all sideways, we could just wind up with a cool tea-colored tie-dye. Yes, well, I'd rather it remain white. Plus, I don't think Miss Bound would appreciate us meddling with it. Really? But there are so many other colors that would totally work. Pot pink, sky blue, tea leaves brown. Okay, is that it here? I guess so. I assume this is the teapot still has his, like, the marking on it. These letters say PH, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. They show that the teapot was made by Paul Halik. They're his initials, obviously. Right, but I thought his real name was Artie Frost. It was, thereby making this piece by the victim of the IS-7 incident as well. And his works seem to be everywhere here in the Zodiac Hall. No, they say HD, turn it around. This is a very, like... I feel like this would be a terrible teapot, but that's okay. That's one swanky teapot. That's one way of putting it. I lean more towards eccentric myself. Whatever it is, it won't do for the great thief to remain so ignorant about such chic things. Actually, your ignorance is my bliss. Like father, like son? Oh, because we both looked at this piece of evidence, or what? Okay, we got statues. Statues of a man and a woman in old-timey clothes. Did Paul Halik make these as well? Yes. They seem to... It seems he created them later in life, once he had begun to make a name for himself. His wife pushed him to sculpt the two of them as ancient gods, and he couldn't say no to his beloved. The title is The Beautiful Goddess Venus and Her Humble Servant. Wow, talk about putting your goddess on a literal pedestal. Okay, what's on the floor here? Other than grossness. From the color and aroma, I'd say that this is a puddle of spilt tea. And it looks like there's some small chunks of ceramic in it. Oh, someone broke a teacup. I guess somebody must have broke something. I know that insignia. And a certain high-strung somebody might just know a little something too. Those are tulips by the door, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, it leads to the spring wing. Ah, so spring, a popular time to move house.
which makes it open season for great thieves.
House breaking is a little beneath a great thief, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I guess you're right. They put sunflowers by the door. Nice.
A fitting adornment for the entrance of the summer wing, I suppose.
Summer is also vacation time. And every great thief knows that means tourists with bulging wallets.
Pickpocketing, Kay. Isn't that a little beneath a great thief?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Okay, we got a cart. Why is there a lift cart just sitting out here in the open?
I guess somebody must have been moving something heavy.
Yeah, it's called a red flag. Whipped with a capital whoosh.
The top of the platform seems to be wet. You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen the same thing somewhere before. You mean like 18 years ago? Yeah, it's coming back to me now. I last saw it in Frost's room. Must have been used to move the ice sculptures around. The one of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but its angle. If you had one of these, you could move a giant lump of ice around no sweat.
The top platform is wet.
Oh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these. Still, doesn't explain what it's doing here. Though, bit of a head scratcher, but we should give it the think, huh?
Indeed. After all, it's just to have something to do with our case. Okay.
It's a selection of trophies won from Paul Halik, or rather Artie Frost. Evidently, he was a very well-respected artist. Well, you got one. You've got one too, Mr. Edgeworth. So it's about time I won one too. Guess I'll have to find some thieving contests to enter. Or you could set something up, something with a nice ceremony at the end, all that.
Yes, followed by a swift round of arrests. Hey dude, what's up?
Mr. Winter, it was very clear that you're only allowed to investigate in this room. So I'm afraid I can't let you pass. Sorry, sir.
It wouldn't make much difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall.
Oh, but we all know a few bricks won't stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir. Wow, he actually sounds kind of scared of you.
Just what kind of reputation do I have down at the precinct? Well, let's look at the fountain. It seems the police have already removed the body.
But why did the body of the victim from 18 years ago turn up in the fountain? And why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here?
I need to remind you that zombies aren't real. It seems likely that the body was preserved somehow.
Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Forensics guy, anything to report? Yes, ma'am. Traces of both ubiquium and asphyxion have been detected in the fountain. I'm gonna say they were probably carried here by the stream from the autumn wing. In addition, those two chemicals were also large amounts of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analyzed as we speak.
There's a sugar in the fountain. Where would it even have come from? I mean, if the statues were literally the ones made of sugar from like 18 years ago, then that would be where. Okay. Hey, Judy. Let's talk. So, has Kate ever actually pulled off a major heist? Or is she a wannabe?
I think she's mostly just climbed up on high places, if I'm being real with you.
Okay. Where were you when you rejoined us here, Miss Bound?
I had to go and tell our visitors were closed. Oh, and hand out a little something in apology.
Was there something you wanted to talk to me about? Yes, a few things, actually. Not at least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them? Oh, you know what happened back then. In that case, you might also know that I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned a creation of the set of replicas based on the photographs for this current exhibit. But why go through the trouble of creating replicas? Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was his great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last. Or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place, after all. I see. And is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar? Oh my, you really think they look alike? Perhaps I used some of the decorations from one in the other by accident. She's clearly lying. But I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet. We'll be back, lady. Alright, Alicia.
Hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting? No, dearie. Well, not much anyway. Silly girl. That wasn't a dearie moment. That was more of a lambkins. Sweetheart is for when you're being sympathetic, or of course, and treasure is for when they're in a tiz. Love is for people you're not that keen on, and petal is used when you're trying to get someone's attention. Hey, Petal. Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Mr. Edgeworth, Petal, I hope you're getting all this down.
Don't even try it, Kay.
Oh, dearie me.
Cute. Alright, I begrudgingly will talk to you, Larry. I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is.
Whoa, quit with the glare off, you two. It's weird.
Come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring. I was struck by an idea for a picture. Now, Edgy, he was glaring.
Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you tell us what you're hiding.
Quit it! I already told you, I'm not talking to you anymore.
You're talking to me right now.
I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again, starting now.
This is getting me nowhere. I suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him.
Larry is the plot, like the plot line quest objective you avoid before you're done literally everything else. Yeah, that feels accurate. What are you hiding? Come on, Larry, what are you hiding? Not saying.
Look, you two, this is no time for kids' games.
Oh, certainly wasn't playing.
It's pretty clear that Loris isn't going to talk to you.
Oh, he'll talk. Don't you worry about it. I mean, he broke the teacup. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the premise of this lie. Or I say lie, this secret. That's why he was so jumpy about us around the tea set. I need to know what Larry is hiding, and I think I might have an idea of what it is. Perhaps presenting him with the right piece of evidence will force him to come clean. Would you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry?
Why would you show me that?
Tell me, what is it about Miss Bound's tea set that's gotten you all agitated? If you wouldn't tell me, then perhaps you would prefer to explain it to Judge Gavel.
Wait, don't make me look bad in front of Verity. She thinks I'm a sensible, cool, clean-cut guy.
Okay, Larry, sure.
I don't want her to see the real me, the real low-down, dirty me.
I'm not so sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut.
Larry. But if you don't want her to think badly of you, the best thing you can do is talk to me.
All right.
What are you hiding? X to doubt. All right, Larry, enough's enough. Now confess.
Is this any way to treat your best friend, Edgy?
Is this any way for you to treat yours? By lying to him, hiding things?
I get the picture all right. Stop glaring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Wow, he didn't even deny it that time. That's very unlike Miles.
On one hand, Verity clearly doesn't feel that way. On the other hand, we keep wanting Verity to be our friend, so... Can't blame Larry for hoping better from her. I know.
Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one for her. But I got distracted, and my hand slipped, and smash. I broke the teapot! A priceless work of art! It's in pieces because of me.
Interesting, but the teapot's on the table. No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from.
Ouch! You really messed up this time, Laurice.
See, Edgy, anyway, everyone's gonna think less of me now.
There was not a lot more to think of you, to be real with you.
Judy's never gonna forgive me for this.
Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Miss Bound. My teapot? I see.
I'm sorry, Judy. I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint you a portrait. I'll paint you 50 portraits.
Please, Mr. Nim, it's really me who should be apologizing. How could I have failed to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramic on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, let me make sure that's safely disposed of. The teapot in question was designed by Artie Frost, correct? I understand that it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset. Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually. And, as luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It is far from the end of the world. Is she less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be?
I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. This other teapot you're talking about. It's the one sitting on top of the cart right now, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart. And that's when I saw the other pot under there. So I took it out and basically switched the two pots.
Oh, I see.
Yep, that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one. I promise. Oh no, we're all drinking poison!
Larry's an honorary no pawn. You have no shame whatsoever, do you?
I'm sorry!
It's really quite all right. Thank you for being so honest.
See, Edgy, isn't Judy the absolute best?
I trust you won't take advantage of her kindness, and will make amends somehow.
Sure will. Once I make it as an artist, I'm gonna give her one of my paintings. She was one of my models, after all. It's only fair.
At this rate, I suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it would be better for you to keep out of her way for the very long time?
Oh, and I will be keeping out of her way, because I sketched her and the others already.
And the others?
Keen to see my work, huh? Yeah, I drew a few great sketches of some ravishing beauties. Want to see?
Let's not insult no-pods. They're occasionally useful. Look, the super sword in Xenoblade 3 was crafted by no-pods, and that was the only way they could cut the flame clock, so clearly no-pods are very useful. Also, one of them made Poppy, and Poppy's great.
I'm afraid you've greatly misjudged Kay. I simply wish to see if Larry had captured any unusual details this time too.
Unusual details? Nothing is unusual about these. They're my best work yet.
One day we will have just an all no pawn game. The creator of Poppy is awful though. I know this as I can hear Chris's groans from the future. Poppy is great, but she is also an illegal shaped sex bot.
Really? Now I want to see it too. Aw, you're sweet, Kay. Alright, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay?
I suppose we might as well take a look too. Alright, show me your sketches. So, these sketches of yours.
Seriously, Andrew, you want to check out my art? You should have just said so from the get-go. Here, feast your eyes on this.
It's okay, Katie. I also love Poppy. Man, why is Larry good at drawing? What am I looking at here? Well, apparently she is a bunch of chocolate. Verity's being all like Verity. And Delicia's pulled something from the fountain. I'm sure that's not relevant at all.
I told you already, ravishing beauties. Just a few of the fair faces that have caught my eyes since I've been here, you know? There's Verity, Judy, and somebody else.
Why did you draw them all on the same page?
Well, I meant to draw the room at first. Just something to pass the time. And then I saw one beauty and another, and well, I just scribbled them all down as I went.
So these were all drawn at different times?
Huh? Yeah, I guess. I did one of you too, Kay. You're on a different page, though.
Wow, you did? I'm flattered. How true to life are these sketches? Did you only draw what you actually saw?
Of course. You think I draw things I can't see? Like, using my imagination?
The No-Pon game will be a Japanese-only title, like the Tingle game. Tingle games have been localized. The character creation, Larry's player didn't pay attention to the creator rules and put every point into art. Have we found out if Larry went to college? What are the chances he went to art school because it was where Phoenix went originally? I could see that being the case. Holy crap. I did not know that. I expect Larry has been at college, yes.
Nope, these are 100.
Well, considering this is the only job he ever gets that he makes extended amount of time, he has for an extended amount of time making like children's books or whatever.
Nope, these are 100% true to life. Right down to the exact shade of each color.
So the colors are accurate. Interesting. As much as it pains me to admit, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. Not necessarily enrolled in, but physically present at, probably trying to pick up girls? The serving cart in the sketch, for example, if I compare it to the one here in the room, yeah, it's covered in chocolate instead of tea. There's a clear contradiction between the two. I think a little deduction is in order. Could I borrow this page for a while, Larry?
Sure thing. You want me to sign it for you?
Just the page, please. Okay. Deduce. There's a clear contradiction here. Is there? I can't see one. Maybe you need a break with another cup of tea. I mean, okay, fine. Should take another look at the evidence.
What if I presented her with the sketch? Oh my, is that me? Yes, it was painted by a so-called artist over there. It's wonderfully drawn. Would you mind if I kept it? I'm sorry, Miss Bound. I'm afraid it's an important piece of evidence. Oh, I see. That's a shame. I suppose Larry's charm is something of a talent if he can impress the gallery owner with sketches like these. Okay. Hell, he probably lived at Phoenix's school for a period when he was dating Dahlia. You think Larry would be a courtroom sketch artist with how often he's there? We've already seen he has no compunction about chasing someone in a relationship. Literally how I get my dates. The drawing of me. I figured. Well, the tea smells different because they were swapped. I suspect the difference in the aroma we noticed is due to the teapots having been switched. You do? I can't see what else it could have been. The tea itself hasn't changed. Why don't we ask Miss Bound about it to be sure? Miss Bound, the difference in the aroma we noticed, do you think it could have been because of the different teapot? I suppose so. My cup just now had a subtle minty scent, or rather, like uva tea. Oh, I just remembered. I made some peppermint tea in that pot only yesterday. It must be where the minty aroma's coming from. Oh no, we all got poisoned. We're all poisoned. Could that really be it? Nope, we're dying. We're all dying. The tea from the teapot Larry switched it from under the cart smelled faintly of mint. Right. Miss Bound said that she used the pot to make peppermint tea yesterday. Yes, but there's something else that's been troubling me. Miss Bound seems to be more taken aback by the switching of the teapots than the breaking of one. You're right. You'd expect it to be the other way around. I suspect she might have been deliberately hiding the teapot under the cart. But why? One of the ubiquium's key characteristics is its minty fragrance. So, what if she had been hiding some in that teapot? What? In the teapot? It's simply a possibility, but one worth investigating, I believe. Mr. Winner, any luck finding that ubiquium?
My people are searching the entire gallery, but we haven't found anything yet. And what about you? Don't tell me you know where it came from.
I may have an idea.
Heh, I knew it. If I can't find it, there's no chance that useless... What? You do know where it came from?
Yes.
Where?
Miss Bound's teapot.
Wow, nice piece. I like it. Yeah, this looks like a fitting prize for the natural-born winner.
You're only half dying. You need the other half to properly die. It's not a prize. It's a vital piece of evidence.
Oh, it's just evidence? Then I'll have one of the forensics people check it out.
Mr. Edgeworth, is there some sort of problem with my teapot? Possibly. The minty fragrance we noticed is coming from it. I think it just might be the scent of one of the chemicals used to make the poison gas. But, Mr. Edgeworth, surely you don't think I had anything to do with that? I'm afraid I do. The method used to create the gas would have been required a considerable preparation. Nobody would have the time or opportunity to set that up except for you. That's not strictly true. It took around a week to get the Zodiac Hall ready for the exhibition. There were all kinds of people coming and going through here during that time. Delicia, for one. So you see, I am not the only person who could have set it all up.
Miss Scone is on our radar too, of course. You needn't worry about that. And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about making poison gas. So even if you did find some ubiquium in my teapot, I wouldn't have any idea what to do with it. But I suppose we should see what the test results say first. Miss Bound claims she doesn't know the first thing about making poison gas. I need to find a way to prove that she's lying. Liar, liar, pot's on fire. Oh, my phone's ringing. In the game. Edgeworth speaking.
Sir, it's me!
Is everything all right, Detective?
Everybody's left the winter wing. It's just me in here now. Which means I can tell you what we found.
You really shouldn't be sharing information about the investigation. But after the past week or so, I'm not about to stop him now.
The exhibits in here have all completely melted. All that's left is the display cases, is some of stuff at the bottom. More on that of it in the Taurus case than in the Gemini case, though.
Oh yeah, I do see that. Describe this stuff to me if you can.
Yes, sir. It's like a pale blue liquid. I had the lab run some tests just now. The sample from the Taurus case just had a bunch of sugar in it. But the one from the Gemini case had 3 different substances in it. Which were sugar, salt, and blood.
Blood? What are salt and blood doing in the Gemini's case sample?
Can't imagine whose blood it could be, but I get it tested right away, sir.
Please do, Detective. Berry Blast Kool-Aid. Natural born winner. I'm pretty sure he spawned out of a box of radioactive Totino's pizza rolls. I see.
Oh, and I spoke over the radio with the forensics guy and working up the fountain room. He said he just got word that the sugar they found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid.
I see. That might well prove to be significant development. Okay. Anything else to report, Detective?
Yes, sir. We found one of those light-emitting devices in here. In the winter wing, too.
There were a few of those being used in the autumn wing to disguise it as the winter wing, as I recall. It seems that the equipment from the 18 years ago is more than just for show. I need to talk to Miss Scone about this.
Anyhow, I better get back to it. I'll let you know as soon as I hear from the lab about the blood.
Yes, thank you, Detective.
Was that Gummy? Seems like he had a lot to say.
He did, and all of it very useful.
Huh?
If I'm going to prove that Miss Bound's claims about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false, I'll need to talk to a certain somebody else who was here 18 years ago. Alright, hey Delicia. Let's chat, I guess. Miss Scone, I'd like to ask you a few questions if I may.
Of course, dear. Fire away. Anything for you, Milesy Smilesy, and dear sweet little tooth decay.
Oh my god. I'd appreciate it if that was the last time you called me Milesy Smilesy.
And I'm not a fan of tooth decay either. Well, you'll just have to like it or lump it. I can't change a nickname once I've settled on it.
Well, I guess we tried. What can you tell us about the various devices used in the Decorate the Gallery exhibits? Delicia is too powerful. Look, she's accurate. Accuse her of the murder. Look, we already know she didn't do it. She's just here to be a red herring. In both cases. There seems to be some pretty specialized items used in light-emitting devices, luminous fabrics.
Oh, I can tell you all about those, dearie. After all, I'm the one who gave them to Moody Judy. It was my way of saying sorry after I broke the rules all those years ago.
But I bought her 4 lovely new salt lamps, and I gave her 4 pieces of luminous cloth. I used it for the contest. Wow, that's super generous of you. Excuse you, I think you mean pink-herring. Fair. Tee-hee. Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not everybody understands, of course.
It better not be a dig at me, Delish. I told you how kind I thought that was.
Yes, back when you were so dear, sweet, innocent baby boy. What happened to you, eh? Dear, sweet, innocent baby boy? Mr. Fender? I can't quite picture that, I have to say. So, these decorations, they're all the same ones you saw 18 years ago, correct?
Yep, salt lamps, glowing fabric, light-emitting doodads, the whole bit.
There were 4 luminous cloths in use in the autumn wing, but I'm sure I saw another one somewhere. I'm not lying. Oh, it is in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it. What is she looking for? Oh, right, she had the cloth in her bag. Maybe I should jog her memory with something so Miss Scone will tell us more. Hey, you got one of these, hey? Can you show us? You had a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Miss Scone? Albeit a somewhat grimier one. Grimy? How rude! You won't get people to cooperate with your little investigation like that, young man. Shall I call it a dish towel, then? Perhaps you used it to wipe up some sort of spillage. Spillage, he says! The cheek! That's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth. Oh, I probably shouldn't have told you that. I think I'd like to know a little more about the highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind. But first, how did you make gas? Or how would Judy do it? Biscode, you're something of a specialist. How might someone learn to make a poison gas that was used in the attack, Any ideas? Well, any pharmacist who's ever handled infesticides ultra would know for a start. After all, it says right there on the label, do not mix with products containing ubiquium, ever. But what about a layperson? It's unlikely that they'd know, wouldn't you say? I suppose so, yes. Well, not unless they've had a nose, though. A nose through the ultimate cookbook, anyway. Oh. The prize from the contest 18 years ago. The recipe for making infesticide ultra, along with not mixing with ubiquium bit, is in there, you know. So you're familiar with the contents of the book? Oh, yes, dear. I know it inside out. Because I work for the Tanganroa group, you see. We're the company behind Cold Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it. Cold Killer X fights back sniffles and sneezes with ease, apparently. After Sammy Poole was found guilty, the company took custody of the book. But they only grant their most trusted people access to it, of course. Which means Miss Scone is one of these elites, I suppose. Why didn't you want me to know that you had a piece of luminous cloth in your bag? Oh, well, I suppose there's no point in hiding it anymore, is there? If you must know, I fished it out of the fountain. It was right before they called me into the autumn wing. So Larry's sketch of Miss Gone is of when she was trying to retrieve the cloth. Ah. At first I thought it was one of the... It was one of the ones I'd given Moody Judy. One of the 4 you'd given to the gallery, correct? Exactly. But all 4 were being used in the autumn wing, weren't they? So I realized it must be one of the ones that went missing all those years ago. I'd already had my infesticide ultra pinched and used to make a poisonous gas. If one of my cloths turned out to have been used in some sort of dastardly deed, well, I was going to look guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept it hidden in my bag and hoped for the best. I see. Oh,
does feel good to get that off my chest, though. Stress is no good for the complexion.
In every restaurant, there's a big book of stuff in a binder showing what chemicals and ingredients are allowed in your other chemicals and ingredients. Basic food safety. You gotta inventory that crap to make sure you're in compliance. That makes sense. So the cloth that disappeared 18 years ago, the one the victim was wrapped in, just happened to be reappeared in the fountain at the same time as the body. Okay. Thank you, Delicia. That was helpful. Let's go talk to Judy and be like, hey, bitch. I know you know. I know you know. I know you know. What kind of pharmaceutical recipes are in the Ultimate Cookbook?
Oh, there are so many. It would take a while to go through all of them. But if you really want to know, well, let's start the show. Come join me as we sing this song. It's a nifty, thrifty 2 hours long. Now, one by one, we'll sing the things the world's best little cookbook brings. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Want to listen to the rest? No, that won't be necessary.
Okay, but let's talk to Eddie.
Hey there, Miles Sereno. What's the situation with the investigation?
Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge.
Good to hear. Guess I better step up my game too then.
Oh, we got the Eddie song back. It just depends on the state and what other stuff you have going on. But there's always a binder with some stuff. Here, though, they instead outsource part of that to get licensed instead. Do it, lady. I dare you. I just want to listen to Eddie's song. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, do not challenge this game to have an extended sequence involving music. Apollo Justice taught us better on that front. This case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago.
And how? It's got a lot. Melted statues in the winter wing, and even a murder victim's body.
But how did nobody ever figure out that the body gone missing?
Frost had no family apart from his son. And, well, the kid's kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him around since the time of the incident. Huh. Gusto's son, too. Him and his best pal from school both just up and disappeared.
Huh. Missing sons?
What? And they were never found?
Gusto's boy wasn't. Not as far as I heard, anyhow. Guess Frost kids turned up in the end, though. He collected his inheritance at some point. But yeah, with no family around just after the incident, Frost got no funeral. No nothing. So no need for the police to release the body, and no need for anybody to find out they didn't have it. They filed their fake autopsy report and nobody was any of the wiser. Well, almost nobody.
I still can't believe Mr. Von Karma would have stooped so low. What do you mean, Edgeworth? Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Bound?
Huh? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you've got a thing for her, Milester.
I do not. I don't like women.
Chill, I'm just yanking your chain. Anyway, what can I say about Judes? Well, she's a real brave trooper for one. What else do you call someone who waits around 18 whole years like she has for Samson? Even after his extended family kicked her out of this place.
What? They threw her out?
Yep, Judes wasn't technically part of the family, so there was nothing she could do. She had nothing. Nobody. No job after Samson took the fall. So she had no choice but to take what he'd taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She's retired from all that now, though.
Yes, why did she retire?
She'd finally made enough to buy the old place back.
She even got the Ultimate Cookbook back from Tanganroa Group after they basically stole it. Guess this place and everything to do with it was all she ever cared about. So she just wanted it back. All of it.
Penda seems very sympathetic to Miss Bound's plight. But from a less charitable perspective, she has, in a way, taken everything of Mr. Tanganroa's for herself.
Edgeworth, you of all people know how he functions. He said it. Alright. Hey, look at that. She has the book. She knows how to make the poison.
The Ultimate Cookbook contained instructions on how to create the poison gas, and the current owner of that book is none other than Miss Judy Bound. No way, you mean... I'm afraid I do. Miss Bound would have been perfectly capable of setting up the gas trap. Finally, we can prove that she's been lying to us.
Hey, Judy. Judy. You've been lying. Why you lying?
What kind of pharmaceutical recipes are in the Ultimate Cookbook? Oh, there's so many.
Wait, how do I... Why you lying? Nope, that's not what I meant to do.
Do you mind, Mr. Winner? You're in my way.
I do mine, actually. And I'm not going anywhere. You just got to go round.
Well, I thought you might want to move to a better spot, that's all.
What better spot? I demand you show it to me at once.
Is that really all it takes to make you do whatever we want? I don't think you've gotten away with anything, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be reporting your actions to committee. Do whatever you need to do, Judge Gabble.
And we'll do the same.
You are a self-styled great thief, correct? Mr. Edgeworth, association with such a character would be of interest to the committee too, of course.
Go ahead and report me to your stupid committee. I'll be toast of the thieving community.
Looks like Judge Gavel will have to think up some new threat if she wants to intimidate Kay.
Okay. Okay. Can we, like, deduce or something? Or... Because I assumed I'd have to present to Judy the book, but she's just kind of like, I don't know. Did present this already to her and she was just like, can I have it? I believe there's only deduced when there's something to deduce, so you probably missed something with the cart. Okay. Do we just... No. Okay. Am I misunderstanding something here? Can we check what each part says? Tea leaves. Spoon-shaped teapot accompanied by the set. The tea smelled different. Yeah, it smells different because it has the chemical in it. But so I have the tea caddy, I have the tea set, and then I have the tablecloth. The only thing they've really been super sus about is the actual tea set. It's the cloth. This got me when I did it too. Oh, 'cause it's blue in here? Larry, could I ask you something about your sketch? It's so faded, I barely could have told that, though. Fascinated by the work of the great Loris Didim, huh? It's a composition, all right. Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth you painted that exactly as you saw it, correct?
Already told you. Everything is exactly as I saw it.
But the tablecloth in the cot in this room is white.
Wow. Your head's so full of crazy theories. The simple stuff just passes right by you, huh?
What's that look for?
Listen, just before I drew that sketch, I was in the middle of some business with the cart with the tea set, okay?
Like, if Larry's sketch wasn't so faded, it wouldn't be so bad. But, like, can you see she changed out the light blue tablecloth from the faded picture for a white one? There probably should have been a more distinctive change there, but I understand why it's that way, I guess. What kind of business? Oh, that's right. I was hiding the pieces of the teapot I smashed kind. That's nothing to boast about.
Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning it all when Judy came out here of the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I quickly dove out of sight.
Ah. Wait, Miss Bound came out of the winter wing.
Yeah, she was pushing a cart. Different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it that I drew.
And what did she do with the second serving cart?
Well, I saw her wheel it into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to it after that. When she came back out, she was pushing one of those carts. The kind you can lift his stuff with.
A lift cart?
Yeah, so I called out to her, but she just ran off and left it behind. Never had her down as a shy type, but just goes to show, you never know.
Another serving cart. And a lift cart. Is there maybe another tea set too? We'd better check with Miss Bound.
Okay. The two carts.
Are there 2 serving carts here at the gallery, Miss Bound? Oh, yes. Why do you ask? A certain so-called artist showed us the sketch. I couldn't help but notice the color of the tablecloth. It's light blue.
I'm glad someone noticed it.
Light blue? I'm afraid your friend must be mistaken. I only used white tablecloths, freshly laundered and starched. Like the perfect wrinkle-free one on the cart here in the fountain room, right? Exactly. If I saw so much as a blemish, I would replace it right away. Could the color of the tablecloth in the sketch simply be a mistake on Larry's part? Do you have any idea what you might have been doing when the sketch was drawn? Let me see. It appears I was carrying out my usual duties. I'd like to ask you a little more about these duties, if I may.
On one hand, the light blue color could be passed off as artistry intended to make the white-on-white cloth clearer in the picture. On the other hand, it's Larry. Yeah. Your work.
What exactly were you doing when the sketch was drawn? Because from what I can see, your cart doesn't have a tea set on it. I was delivering some chocolates to investigating officers. Aw, now I'm jealous. I love chocolate. Well, and there were a few left over, so here, for you both. I made them myself. I hope you like them. Woohoo! Tee-hee! Thank you, Miss Brown. Well, why not? They're a little melted, but I suppose that's because they've been sitting around in her pocket. We got some chocolate. They're super sweet. I love them. I'm glad to hear it. They may not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. Though perhaps they could do with a little less sugar.
Investigation complete. Oh god, I had so many fails. I'm washed up, friends. And with that, all that's left now is to await the results of the tests on the teapot. And we will find out the results of those tests next stream. This is a long case, but I think I've reached probably my limit for the day. The tablecloth was BS. It was. But regardless, thank you for joining me, friends. This has been nice to get to stream a little bit on my holidays. Didn't finish the case like I wanted to, but I'm hoping we're close? Question mark? So maybe I can finish it next stream. There's at least 2 parts left, so we're nearing the home stretch. Okay. So there's a chance I can finish it next stream. We'll see how it goes. Regardless, thanks for joining me, everyone. Have a good one, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.